Hi, my name is Sharifah Nusasabila Barak Babiti Said Hamdi. My matrix number is 2020861358 from MBA 1155B.
Hi, my name is Aisyah Nur Fatimah binti Muhammad Rashid. My matric number is 2020610334 from class MBA 1155B.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Nur Ain binti Mak Kamal and I'm from MBA 1155B. My matric number is 20208954 and 56.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Ainul Maisara binti Abdul Halim. My matric number is 2020464018 and I am from MBA 1155B.
Compensation and benefits are a crucial part in human resource management (HRM) since both of it is important to the employees. Employees will consider the company's pay and benefit as well as their options before committing to work for the company. However, there are employers who broke the promise that had been stated in contract on wages and benefit, especially foreign employees. According to the article that have been studied, Goodyear Company have violated the contract about the wages. Thus, the issue has been identified and there are many more employers like this in this business sector. In addition, many workers do not exert their right and accept the employer's choice out of fear of job loss. Therefore, Goodyear workers have been taking one of the appropriate steps against their company, and employees who face a similar situation should also act.
Now, I will go through with factors that lead to the issue. First, migrant workers who allege unpaid wages and benefits. Employers compensate employees based on their abilities. Under skill-based pay model, a person's income is determined by their experience and talents. Under skill-based pay model, a team leader with decades of management experience, for example, can be paid more than less experienced applicant for the same position. Businesses that use a skill-based pay model are more likely to see a shift in their employees' attitudes towards innovation and change. This is because skill-based pay is a novel and distinct form of compensation that can boost the company profits. Next, the net compensation received is less than the signed agreement. Problematic employees can have a negative impact on a company's ability to make money and compensate its employees. Troubled employees have significant costs for any company, ranging from hiring and training costs to interruption and moral effects. When not constrained by money, cash-strapped business offer lower wages in exchange for higher future earnings because limited companies expand more quickly and the model predicts a positive relationship between wage growth and company growth. Furthermore, the other factor that led to the issue is discrimination. Unfair or discriminatory treatment of individuals or groups based on characteristics such as ethnicity, gender, age, or sexual orientation, as when migrant workers' wages and benefits differ from those of local employees. Because of their citizenship status, migrant workers are not afforded the same benefits as local workers. The last factor is demand and supply. This may happen because wage rates are determined by the labour market conditions or demand and supply forces at the national and local levels. Salaries will rise when there is a greater demand for a specific type of skilled labour and a limited supply. When there is a scarcity of a good or service and supplies of demand, the service or product will be cheaper.
Next, I will explain about impacts from the issue. The first one is poor performance by the employee. As we know, salary has a direct impact on employee productivity and engagement. Organizations and teams with high employee engagement and low level of proactive withdrawal perform better. Salary is just one of several factors that influence employee engagement, but it plays an important role in the equation. People are inspired to work their hardest when they feel appreciated. If the employer does not pay or is late in paying the employer's salary, this will make them unmotivated to do work and it will affect the performance of the company. The next impact is employee turnover. Employee turnover refers to the total number of workers who leave a company over a certain time period. This includes those who exit voluntarily as well as employees who are being fired or laid off. There are many causes of employee turnover. One of them is labor abuse such as unpaid wages and benefit to the employee. Employee turnover, especially the voluntary type, will affect the organization's ability to achieve its company objective, and this will be a key concern to the executive. It is because when employee turnover occurs, an organization may lose employee productivity, are forced to hire new employees, and are forced to deal with additional costs that could have been avoided if they had retained employees in the first place. Last but not least is improve worker welfare and facilitate the transformations of the economy. Setting a minimum wage level reduce labour market distortion and maximize labour efficiency in the economy. If wages are artificially pushed below productivity levels, participation in the economy may decline as workers have less incentive to enter the labour market. In some cases, wages were pushed to such low level that local workers were replaced by lower paid foreign workers. Raising the income of low-wage workers to level that meet their basic needs will improve their economic well-being by raising their living standard.
So, this is the available statistical data that can be linked to our issue. Figure 1.0 depicts how local and foreign employees fill various job positions in Malaysia between 2010 and 2019. According to the figure, foreign employees typically enter low-skilled occupations because of their limited educational backgrounds. Malaysia's labour force is getting more educated, with fewer pupils having just completed basic school or less, and about 2 million more having completed a higher education. This explains in part why some business-based employee pays and benefits on their unique skill sets.
Next is the existing solution to manage the issue. The first one is wage subsidy program. The welfare of Malaysian employers and workers is guaranteed under a wage subsidy scheme announced as part of the Perhatian Rakyat Economic Stimulus Package. This program helps employers retain employees and prevent the loss of jobs and livelihoods. After implementing this program, employers should ensure that there is no labour abuse such as workers being laid off, unpaid wages, and forced to take unpaid leave. With this initiative provided by the government, employers cannot deduct an amount from an employee's current salary. Next is National Action Plan on Forced Labour. This initiative is important as it prevents and eliminates forced labour practice in Malaysia and protects its victims. National Action Plan on Forced Labour has outlined action to be taken by government, employers and workers' organisations and civil society. It also focused on awareness raising, enforcement, labour mobility, and access to redress and support service with the aim of ending forced labour in Malaysia. Compliance and enforcement of law related to forced labour will be improved and immigration control, including recruitment practice, will be strengthened. Last but not least is National Wages Consultative Council. The minimum wage regulation under the National Wage Consultative Council Act 2011 apply to both Malaysian and migrant workers. In principle, the minimum wage should adequately protect all workers in the employment relationship, including women, young people and migrant workers regardless of their contractual agreement. Minimum wage also should apply to workers in non-standard employment situations such as those with fixed-term contract and other types of temporary labour, temporary agency work and other contractual agreement involving numerous parties or part-time work.
So this is my turn to explain about my part, which is the new solution according to the knowledge and the information gathered. From this, our group got 4 types of new solutions. The first one is increase the focus on labor rights in the workplace. For the example, employer or company must treat their migrant workers equally, which is pay the salary based on their skills and experience. Next, employer or company must make a training program to improve the skills of the employees. Other than that, employer or company should arrange the training program that match with the position and skills of the employees to build the quality of works. The second one is avoid the discrimination against the migrant worker. For the example, government should spread the awareness to the employer or company about to treat the migrants and local workers equally through the awareness campaign. Next, employer or company must be professional and respectful of the cultural and racial differences of the employees. The third one is improve the productivity in an organization. For the example, the employee, both of local and migrant, must give a great performance while at work, which is be responsible to do the work flawlessly and keep the good attendance. Next, employees should increase their productivity of work and build teamwork of each other. From that, the employer or company can get the benefits and lead the win-win situations. Last but not least is improve the work performance among the employees. For the example, the employees should work smart, which is stay organized and do the important tasks first. Next, the employer must incentivize the employees to be more efficient for appreciate the employees with their good works. So, let's talk about the next part, which is to analyze the solution, such as the existing and the new solution by comparing the advantage and disadvantage of each. So, let's talk about the existing solution first. The first existing solution is the wages subsidy program, which is the WSP. The advantage is equity or equitable subsidies when considering market for essential goods such as food and clothing, where the willingness to pay is limited to affordability rather than product effectiveness. For the disadvantage, is the subsidies tend to reduce rather than increase the value that well-functioning market bring to society. The second one is about the Launch National Action Plan on Forced Labor, which is the NAPFL, from 2021 to 2025. The advantage can be fully or partially integrated into relevant government strategies broader than business and human rights. The disadvantage must utilize or build the relevant government strategies that address specific aspects of business and human rights. The third one is the National Wages Consultative Council, which is the advantage. Employees are guaranteed a certain hourly wages, which it can helping to reduce relative poverty. For the disadvantage, there is the risk of creating unemployment as firms cannot afford to employ many workers. Next, I'm going to talk about the new solution, which is the first one is increase the focus on labor right in a workplace. For the advantage, the standard of migrant worker and also the local worker can be equally. It is because the duty of labor are all the same. For the disadvantage, there might be an oppression from migrant worker toward the local worker. It is because the migrants will think that they are more worthy at the workplace rather than the local worker. The second one is avoid the discrimination against migrant worker. The advantage is the workplace can get the harmonious environment because of the trust and respect of each other between the employer and also the employee. For the disadvantage, there will have no gap between the migrants and local worker. It is because it can cause any sensitivity from both sides. The third one is improve the productivity in an organization. For the advantage, employer or the company can get high-skilled employees that bring several talent and also the experience. For the disadvantage, the local worker might feel challenged by the migrant worker. It is because migrant workers usually are high-skilled and also got more experience rather than the local employee. Last but not least is improve the work performance among the employee, which is the advantage. Employee or the company can reduce the rate of employee that turnover because they has managed to handle the workers' issue. For the disadvantage, it will be increasing the cost of company to pay the incentive and other costs. It is because the program to appreciate the workers costs a large sum of money.
Therefore, the best solution for the issue is National Wages Consultative Council. National Wages Consultative Council exists to help the employees were betrayed by the employee regarding the salary they promised in the written agreement. According to the issue, employees of the Goodyear company does not receive any compensation and benefits they deserve. Thus, the solution will help the victim to get compensation and benefit based on the hourly wage that can ease poverty. In addition, a full worker is statutorily required to receive a pay that is at least equal to average minimum wage. Moreover, this council from government will provide welfare support from employees and no mistreat from employers toward employees, since government already have council to preserve them.
In conclusion, as an employee must do the job as best as possible and always improve productivity and quality to perform tasks. Additionally, a worker cannot work part-time and exclusively for the purpose of paying their bills. Employees, on the other hand, should carry out tasks by consistently attempting to interact with co-workers to ensure that the job is always in line with the organization's goal. Finally, an employer is not permitted to pay an employee salary less what was agreed upon when the contract was signed. However, if you want to alter how the employee is paid, you must notify them or get their permission. Furthermore, employers should not treat employees differently. This will lead to animosity between migrant labour and local workers. This will help to reduce the problem of unpaid salaries for workers.